Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem.
Hey, I'm Strongman Personal Finance, and this is Solving the Truck Stop Problem. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. I am Christopher Bell, certified public accountant, long-term boglehead investor, author of the book Stop Being a Broke Loser, and hater of solving the money problem. A Tesla shill who loves Tesla. Now, if you go on this man's channel, your brain will hurt because all he does is shill Tesla and claim it's going to be a $50 trillion zillion company in like 5 days. Okay? This guy has like 99% of his portfolio in one stock, like a freaking gambling degenerate loser. Now, in his mind, if Tesla went up before at a massive rate, highly speculative craze, it's going to go up the exact same way in the future because it's Tesla. Well, guess what? Solving the truck stop problem, solving whatever your freaking name is. You're full of crap and you're screwing your fans. And in this video, we're going to look at your predictions for Tesla stock price. And I'm going to show you and your fans and my fans how freaking ludicrous you are. You're a madman. You're freaking crazy. What's wrong with you? Anyway, let's go look at this clown's stock price predictions for Tesla for every year between now and 2030, 2031. And we'll see if it actually could be possible. I mean, anything's possible, Tesla could conquer the world and, it could be a, Elon Musk dictatorship. But we'll see in a real world, realistically, if these stock prices are legit. Let's go.
This video is intended only for long-term investors. If you don't plan on holding Tesla stock for at least the next decade, get the f*** out of here. No, I'm serious. Get the f*** out of here. This information could be very dangerous and costly in the hands and the minds of people who do not have a long-term investment mindset nor the temperament to buy and hold in high-quality companies over the long term. If you're the
you better get out of here. This is for long-term investors only with the right temperament. Yeah, buddy, 99% of your portfolio in one freaking stock. That's a great temperament to have. You obviously have good self-control and good reasoning abilities. Get the F out of here. Me. I'm so hardcore. Ooh.
The kind of person who likes to trade in and out of stocks, have a little bit of fun gambling in the stock casino, lock in some short-term profits, the door's that way. And for everyone who's still watching and not too triggered, let's get into the video.
Oh, Steven. I am massively triggered by your stupidity. You really think it's a good idea to put all your money into one stock, especially of a company with a 400 price to earnings ratio. But it's going to go down. It's a growth company. Holy crap. There's massive competition. And all your wild assumptions are probably already baked into the current stock price, which you don't seem to understand.
My Tesla stock price target for 2022 year end is $1,100 per share, approximately a 40% increase from where we are today. The two major catalysts are the Austin factory and the Berlin factory, each of which will produce multiple millions of vehicles over the long term every single year.
Once again, Steven, you fail to understand. Everybody knows that Tesla is making more factories, and they've actually priced that in to the current stock price. People don't just buy a stock and don't look at the future and, oh, as soon as the factory's fixed, oh, now we have to factor this in. No, they look at the factory, they project when it's going to be completed, and then they project how many cars are going to be sold. And that's how they arrive at future revenues, future profits that they can discount at the required rate of return to determine a stock price. It's all factored into the current stock price, you freaking clown. But on top of that, I actually made this cool Excel sheet to show you Tesla's market cap, looking at his assumptions, using his share prices, and including share dilution to see what Tesla's potential market cap could be every freaking year. And you guessed it, it's insanity. Let's go check it out. Now, it's really not hard to verify what these morons are saying. Here's what I did. So, I listed every single year that Solving the Truck Stop Problem mentioned in his video. And then I put the share price that he said Tesla was going to be. Next to that, I put possible shares outstanding, assuming 5% issuance per year. And that's actually pretty reasonable because if Tesla is such a massive growth company, they're going to have to dilute the current shareholders by issuing stock, especially at these freaking crazy prices, to raise money to expand and to actually generate the revenues and earnings that he says they're going to do. And actually looking at the past, they've issued a lot of stock. So all I did was I took the shares outstanding right here. So in 2022, about 1,000,000,059 shares, times the share price he predicted at the end of the year, 1,100, gives us the future market cap. So by the end of next year, so in approximately, 15 months, Tesla is going to have a $1.164 billion market cap with a price to earnings ratio, and actually looked up estimates by genius analysts, of 233, which means Tesla would need to have earnings next year of almost $5 billion, which is possible. That is possible because they had $1 billion last quarter. We don't know if that's a fluke or not, but it is possible over 4 quarters next year to potentially get that. The question is, are people going to pay $233 for those frickin' earnings? I would say no once the hype dies down. So, according to Truck Stop, in 2022, it's going to be a $1.16 trillion company. And guess what? Over time, it's going to go from there to the end, $28.619 trillion. So in 10 years, he thinks Tesla's going to be a $28 trillion company, which is larger than the United States economy. In 10 years! Totally, bro. Totally. Now, another funny thing I noticed, this is a quick aside. Meat Spin Kevin thinks that Tesla's PE ratio is going to be 70 10 years from now. And I think I know how he did it. So he basically took the analyst projections, he listed them on here, and then he decreased them by 10 every year, which is what I did here as kind of a joke. But I think that's how Meet Tesla actually figured out a PE ratio for Tesla of 70 in 2031. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Target for year-end 2023 is $2,200 per share. The two major catalysts here, the volume production of the Cybertruck and the ramping of the 4680 cell.
Once again, Steven, how many freaking times do I have to say it? People have already factored in the Cybertruck into the stock's price. We all know the Cybertruck's coming out. We all have a rough idea of what it's going to sell for. We can project a gross margin, and from there we can determine what Tesla's earnings will be from those sales. It's already factored into the stock price, you freaking clown. Oh, well, I knew the Cybertruck was coming out, but then I didn't factor it into my projections, and then I wait till it actually comes out, and then I factor it into my projections. That's not how it works, you freaking clown. And the Cybertruck might be a freaking flop, okay? It is kind of ugly. Jay Nagy was right. It is kind of ugly. We'll see. But this guy has no idea how stock prices are determined. He thinks people wait and don't even think about the future, and then boom, all of a sudden everybody's factoring in the Cybertruck. We know it's coming out.
My Tesla stock price target for year-end 2024 is $3,000 per share. In 2024, I am expecting the two biggest catalysts to date in the history of Tesla, robo-taxis doing their first fully autonomous fares somewhere on planet Earth, most likely in the US, maybe in China, and the release of the $25,000 Tesla, aka the Tesla Q.
Did you hear me sneezing in that clip? I thought I muted it, but apparently not. Anyway, robo-taxis. I don't think they're going to come that quick, ladies and gentlemen. I think there's going to be an accident or the government's going to come and regulate it. And before you know it, robo-taxis and autonomous driving is going to be way off in the future. He thinks this crap's going to happen like that. But he doesn't factor in what the government's going to do to regulate this crap, especially if some poor baby gets killed or something. And then he talks about the Tesla car, the $25,000 Tesla car. Cool, maybe it does come out. I don't know. But you always have to remember, there's always massive competition. Every freaking car company that's big and that produces way more cars than Tesla and has way more resources is also going hardcore into producing electric vehicles. And the prize is to produce a cheap electric car that basically anybody can afford. I think Tesla cars are still too expensive right now. But you're going to see massive competition, both in the US and internationally. And you think Tesla is going to get a huge market share with all this competition when they don't even have a moat? Of course not, okay? So just because Tesla might potentially release a car that's 25 grand doesn't mean that, oh, Tesla's market cap's going to go up by another $1 trillion. This guy's a freaking shill.
2025 year-end price target for Tesla stock is $3,550 per share. In terms of catalysts, I believe this is a year that Tesla first exceeds 5 million plus vehicles produced in a single calendar year. And I also suspect that somewhere around this point in time, hey, I've got to pick a year, so 2025 it is, that Tesla's HVAC system will enter production. And in addition to that, I believe we'll start to see some fairly substantial revenue coming in from infotainment and gaming sales within Tesla vehicles on the back of autonomy.
HVAC! It's the How many times do I have to say it? Everybody's factoring that in already. All the sales, 5 million sales. Everybody's already factoring that into their assumptions, dum-dum. And the HVAC. I don't know anything about that, but whatever. Now, the gaming thing. So I guess Tesla, on top of being a car company, software company, they're also a gaming company. Everybody's going to be downloading games on Teslas and playing video games in their Tesla cars. And everybody's going to be making, or Tesla's going to be making trillions of dollars of revenue. Massive revenue from games. Dude. Well, first you need autonomous driving before you can really, have games in a car. So, we'll see if that happens. But, once again, he's just making these massive assumptions. They're going to be selling this many cars, which everybody's already priced into the stock price, or a lot of people have. They're going to be having games, and I'm just going to pick a random year from when the HVAC, the HUHE is going to come out. Jesus!
Tesla stock price target for year-end 2026 is $4,200 per share. In 2026, I see two major catalysts for Tesla's stock price, both of which come in the form of software revenue. The first, licensing fees from Tesla's full self-driving software. It's already obvious today that Tesla's lead in terms of autonomy is unassailable, meaning no one will ever catch up to them, meaning no one will ever have autonomous software that's even close to as safe as Tesla's software. Tesla will have data to prove this. By mid-decade or so, around 2026, I suspect that most automotive manufacturers on planet Earth will be licensing full self-driving software from Tesla because they've realized they're never going to catch Tesla, and there's no point spending the tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars even bothering to try when they're struggling to stay in business in the first place. And very special shout out to all the moronic companies today who are still pursuing an autonomous strategy that involves unnecessary sensors like LiDAR. I cannot believe today that these folks do not see the writing on the wall. Oh, and speaking of not seeing the writing on the wall, another special shout out to Uber and Lyft, who'll be struggling to remain solvent at this point in the decade too. The second major software catalyst for Tesla stock in 2026, Dojo as a service. Now, I believe that Dojo as a service will actually be offered prior to this point in time, but I believe the second half of the decade, the second half of the 2020s, is where we really start to see this scale up in terms of total revenue it brings to Tesla.
420, but it's 4,200. 420. So old, so stupid, and so unoriginal. Anyway, Tesla. Everybody's going to be licensing their technology. Everybody, because there's no possible hope of anybody ever catching the Tesla. Tesla's going to dominate every freaking industry forever and ever and ever. There's never going to be disruption of Tesla because nobody ever gets disrupted. Everybody's going to give up. That's the end, bro. It's impossible. Oh, and then the Dojo, which I had to go look that up. It's apparently something that Elon Musk announced on AI Day in August 2021. It's like an AI neural network training computer. Elon Musk is full of crap, okay? What happened on AI Day? He had a man dress up, or it could be a woman, I know, equality, dress up in a freaking robot costume and then dance. And everybody lost their freaking minds because some idiot was in a costume dancing. And then he announces this neural network AI computer that's going to come out in 2026, 2027. Guys, it's all a bunch of freaking promises and BS, okay? This guy is just pulling crap out of his butt at this point. We're looking at 5-6 years in the future. And why do you think all these companies are just going to give up and Tesla's just going to have this unassailable, impossible lead and it's just going to dominate everything? That's fanatical thinking, okay? You need to be freaking realistic. There's always going to be competition in everything. Always and forever. And just because Tesla announces something at an AI event doesn't mean it's actually going to come to fruition. Elon Musk is known to overpromise and underdeliver. Tesla Dojo!
My Tesla stock price target for year-end 2027 is $5,500 per share. Now, 2027 may in fact be my favorite year for Tesla stock over the next decade. Why? the $18,000 Tesla, the one they haven't told us about yet.
Guys, they haven't even announced this car, but it's going to come out. It's going to be $18,000 in, what, 6 years with inflation? Interesting. And on top of that, the next year, they're going to have a $2,000 car that's going to be able to drive around the world in 5 seconds and absorbs energy from the sun and can contract and grow like a Harry Potter car. Yeah, that's going to happen, bro. Totally.
Tesla stock price target for year-end 2028 is $6,900 per share. No, not just for the lols. The main catalyst, the Tesla bot, tentatively codenamed Optimus.
You know what, guys? I think he's right on this one. As a matter of fact, Tesla already has a prototype. Let's go check out what it is. Let's go check out the robot prototype.
My Tesla stock price target for year-end 2029 is $9,550 per share. Now, at this point in time, a few of you may be wondering to yourself, Stephen, where the f*** are you getting these numbers from? Are you just pulling them out of your ass?
No, Stephen, no. I wasn't wondering that in the slightest.
At this point in time, the main driver of Tesla's stock price is going to be their absolutely colossal profit margins. And I'm not just talking about their margins on their vehicles, which I expect will be 30, 35, maybe approaching 40%. I'm talking about the insane amount of software revenue, almost pure profit. Tesla's going to be selling their full self-driving package, most likely predominantly through monthly subscriptions. I also think the Tesla insurance fees will be bundled in. In other words, you get the full self-driving package, which also comes with Tesla insurance, and pay a monthly fee. And at this point in time, Tesla's going to have a fleet approaching 100 million vehicles in total. Almost every single one of these vehicles paying a monthly fee to access their autonomous software and have Tesla insurance, plus many users also opting in for purchases of infotainment, productivity, gaming, etc.
100 million cars! Massive, colossal profits. I'll show you something colossal, Steve, and it's not Tesla stock or their profits. See, at this point, it's just all fantasy and BS. I mean, I could say anything. Strongman Car Company is going to have colossal profits because I said so. Because I can claim whatever I want 8, 9, 10 years in the future, and then I can grift with YouTube ad revenue. And by the time the future comes around and I'm proven totally wrong, well, I've already made so much money on YouTube that I can retire. I see your game, Steve. Steve-O. I see your game, boy.
2030 year-end price target for Tesla stock is $12,200 per share. A little bit more than it is today as I record this in 2021. At this point in time, I believe that Tesla first hits 20 million vehicles produced in a single year. Of course, in the background, Tesla's continued to grow. They've got more and more recurring revenue, bigger and bigger profit margins, an insane amount of almost pure software revenue coming through as well. Dojo as a service is exploding. The Tesla bot continues to improve and become even more valuable. Tesla's energy business is now generating, storing, and distributing huge amounts of the world's energy. Tesla's storage products are all over the place. There's Tesla Solar all over the place. They're supplying batteries to other companies. They're licensing their full self-driving to other companies. Tesla has fingers in just about every pie that matters.
Tesla's gonna rule the world! Now, with that stock price, let's see what Tesla's market capitalization would be. Just a $19 trillion company, ladies and gentlemen. Even if Tesla got that dominant, $19 trillion, I think even if that very, very insane, that's never going to happen scenario happens, the government would freaking destroy them as a trust, okay? The government never lets companies get that freaking big, where they're so dominant that they're literally almost the size of the U.S. economy right now. $19 trillion. Let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Can't you see how fanatical and full of crap this guy is? He always has the most rosy and positive assumptions. Nobody will ever stop Tesla. And it's all because the stock went up fanatically in an insane, irrational manner over like a year, where it went up like 700, 800, 900%. Because there was wild speculation. And he really thinks that's going to continue because he looks at past performance. It's freaking madness, okay? If you're listening to this freaking clown, for the love of God, do not, okay? If you want to speculate in Tesla, then you go right ahead with a little bit of your portfolio. But do not put 90, 95%, 100% of your money in one freaking stock. Especially if you're listening to this freaking moron and the degenerate crap, the lies, the filth that comes out of his mouth. This guy's an idiot. Please listen to me. Because if you don't, you're going to be down at the truck stop selling your butt, boy.
Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, or just skipped ahead to, my Tesla stock price target for year end 2031. $17,420 per share. I may have rounded that just a little bit. Now, I understand to some of you this may sound a little insane, and others completely insane, and others still somewhat conservative. I want to emphasize once again, this is my bear case for Tesla's stock price in 2031. Throughout this video, when describing my Tesla stock price targets over the next decade, I've only described catalysts that we either already know about or are just extremely obvious. I haven't allowed for any new innovation. I mean, let's think about this. Tesla, the world's smartest engineers, the world's greatest engineer leading the company. Maybe 2031, that's no longer the case, but Elon Musk will still have a very hands-on role. Do you really think that between now and the end of the decade, and then a little bit beyond that, Tesla isn't going to create new products and new services? Do you really think that Tesla's just going to stop innovating and go, you know what? Yeah, we've changed the world enough. Let's just kick our feet up now and just cruise for the next 10 years. I doubt it. So please keep in mind that my 2031 price target for Tesla stock doesn't include any new innovation. This is why I believe it's quite bearish. I actually believe that throughout the 2030s, Tesla can continue to grow at multi-double-digit percentages year after year in terms of revenue, continue to increase their profitability. One, initially on the back of autonomy, far more miles being driven in total on Earth because of the utility, the much cheaper cost of a robotaxi versus personal vehicle ownership. Tesla's going to benefit enormously from this. But the key to Tesla's growth in the 2030s and especially the 2040s is the Tesla humanoid robot. Had Tesla not unveiled their humanoid robot at AI Day, I would have assumed that in the 2030s we could expect Tesla's growth to slow down fairly dramatically. After all, they'll already be far and away the world's largest company at that time, worth many, many, many trillions of dollars. Surely they can't continue to grow at multi-double-digit percentages beyond that. But the Tesla robot has changed everything. In 2031, 10 years from now, it still may not be obvious that Tesla is in the lead and ultimately on the path to creating artificial general intelligence. But mark my words, they are. And once the stock market starts to get an inkling of this possibility, everything changes.
Humanoid robot. That's what Tesla's going to be. Such a massive, 20-something trillion dollar company. 420. Once again, 420. So funny. Guys, I mean, what more do I need to say? This guy's freaking stupid, okay? And of course, that's why he has a massive YouTube following. That's how it works on YouTube. Anyway, this might be my last video on this clown. Maybe. No promises. I'm getting kind of tired of seeing all these freaking morons just spout off random freaking numbers. Oh my god, it's going to be $29 trillion because a guy in a robot suit danced. It's just freaking stupid, okay? Anyway, that's it. Hope you liked this video. It's freaking long, so please like it. Subscribe to my channel. Tell your friends about me. Buy my book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. Check out some of the merchandise. Expensive, delicious merchandise in the link below in the video. And y'all have a wonderful day. Choo!